Hey guys, Damz here. I've made a calculator sheet for the ball lightning build, and I thought I'd explain how to use it. So here you can see all these different like stat buckets, and here you can fill in your own stats, and then you can add like extra stats here to see how much damage you would gain from adding that number of stats. So we can use my character as an example. So here we have the weapon damage, which you can find there in your character sheet, 3669. So I've already filled in this. And then intelligence here at 2663. And then you can also fill in for each individual slot here. So my weapon, for example, has 215 weapon damage, 225 intelligence, and crit multi-damage 50. And then all / lightning damage, these are combined, so you have to plus them together. So I have 15 all damage, and then I also have 52 from my gem. So also remember to include the socket. Here I have 52 plus 15 for a total of 67. And then the last one is attack speed, 12%. And the way you can use this, so yeah, if you fill in all of them, then you can see, for example, how much extra damage would, say, 10 extra crit damage multiplier give me. So that would be 2.5%. Then you also have the skill ranks here. So for ball lightning and unstable currents, so my ball lightning right now is 43. So I can see here, for example, how much would one extra ball lightning skill give me. Same with unstable currents, although unstable currents is a bit harder to calculate because you gain extra damage per crackling you pick up, and that might vary and stuff. So it's a bit harder to calculate. You have to make some assumptions. So one assumption you have to make is, for example, how many crackling stacks you get per second. I think this is a pretty high estimate at 5, which I've written a short explanation here, but I think it's like when you're doing like high pits and you have a lot of density all the time, I think 5 is reasonable. But I think if you're running like low content, then you might not get more than like, I don't know, 3 or something. And then it gives like an estimate. Also remember that if you have a stat that increases your unstable currents rank, it will also increase your ball lightning. So you have to kind of look at both of these together. But yeah, so that's one simple way you can use it. You also have additive damage here, and the way to find this additive damage is you have to go to your stat sheet, here to offensive, and you have to hover over the damage. So for example, vulnerable damage is not 345, it's, as you can see, like you have 50% of this stat from items in Paragon. That's the value you have to use. So that's the same for all of these. So for lightning, for example, 392.6. So that's why I wrote 392.6 here. And same with all of these. But that's just these ones, and it's not like the multiplier stats from your gear. Those are in these like multiplier buckets. So the additive damage is like separate. So yeah, you can use that to like quickly make some calculations. You can also use it to compare two items. So for example, let's say I have this wand, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a DPS upgrade for me or not. So since I already have this weapon equipped, I can copy those stats to down here, and then I can exclude the weapon I have equipped from the calculation, because you can't calculate. You have to calculate like how much you gain, before you equip the weapon, right? So, and then I remove the ball rattling ranks there. So if you assume that I have no weapon, and then I have this weapon that I have equipped right now, it would give me 93% total extra damage from these stats. it does not include, like, you know, obviously if you don't have a weapon, you won't do any damage at all, but like that's how much the stats on this weapon gives me. So now let's compare to this one, 223 intelligence. So I can fill that in down here, 223. There's no plus weapon damage, but there is 42 crit damage. There is no wound damage because you can't get that from weapon. There is 24 plus 15 all damage, so that's again all damage and lightning damage combined. So that's 24 from the gem and 15 from the stat, and then 12 attack speed. So this weapon would give me only 61% damage. So that's, you know, I guess I can. Yeah. So the damage increase is like 50% more. So I can tell that like this weapon that I already have gives me more damage. You do have to sometimes consider that like this one gives me max life, for example. So that's not included in the calculation, of course. And there's a few other stats I haven't included yet. I haven't included crit chance, for example. None of the aspects, and also not attack speed, or not the damage gain from attacking faster from attack speed. You can read the explanation here, but basically attack speed right now for ball lightning specifically is another multiplier stat. Like it functions the exact same way as all these other stats, but it does also, of course, make you attack faster. But I haven't included that in the calculations. I started working on like a better sheet that would do all those calculations as well, but I think it's going to take me quite a bit longer to make that. So maybe I'll be able to make that later if there's, you know, if I bother. But yeah, I think this will at least help some people for now. So hopefully you guys can use it, and you can give me feedback on what's good and stuff, and maybe stuff I can change. Yeah. So if you want to use it, you know, go here and make a copy, and you'll be able to change all the values yourself. And I think that's about it. Yeah.